Welcome to Fun Fiction. Today we count down the top cricketers Sri Lanka has ever produced. Stay until the end of the video, and if you like it, please like and subscribe. Tell your thoughts to us on comments. Number 10. Marvan Atapattu. One of the most technically gifted batsmen Sri Lanka has ever produced. In a career spanning almost 2 decades, Atapattu averaged 38.90 with 16 centuries, including 6 doubles in his Test career and 37.57 in ODIs with 11 centuries. Following his retirement, the veteran was appointed batting coach of Sri Lanka in 2011, and in 2012 he was named coach of the Singapore national side. A year later, Atapattu was promoted to the post of assistant coach of Sri Lanka. Number 9. Aravinda De Silva. One of the game's best entertainers, De Silva possessed the strengths of many of the tallest short-run scorers: unruffable technique, strong at cutting and hooking, an unrepentant attacker. His record is unrivaled among countrymen, his place in history secure after a match-winning century in a World Cup final. He stands 5 feet 3.5 inches, and arguably there has not been a better smaller player. His enthusiasm was amazing. He was a virtual ever-present in the Sri Lanka side and also played first class in club cricket in England, South Africa and Australia. His international career ended with the 2003 World Cup, where he batted with all the verve and panache of old, and bowled his off-spinners cannily. Sri Lanka's cricket authorities ensured that his wealth of cricketing experience would not go waste, appointing him a national selector. His other main interests are cakes and cars, usually fast ones. Number 8. Dinesh Chandimal. Dinesh Chandimal made his international debut when only 21, and impressed almost immediately, scoring 111 in his second ODI, against India in the 2010 Triangular Series in Zimbabwe. 4 innings later, he made another century, this time against England at Lord's, but his stocks rose significantly in 2012, when he performed superbly in ODIs on successive tours to South Africa and Australia. In conditions he wouldn't have been used to, Chandimal occupied the crucial number 4 slot and reveled in the responsibility, scoring consistently. In 16 ODI innings in those 2 series, he aggregated 630 runs, including 6 50s. He was equally impressive on his Test debut too, scoring 50s in each innings in Durban as Sri Lanka won their first Test in South Africa. Number 7. Nuwan Kulasekara. Nuwan made an instant impression in his first ODI, against England at Dambulla in November 2003, after being selected from relative obscurity. From a bustling run-up and whippy open-chested action, he generates a lively pace, moves the ball off the seam and can reverse swing the ball. Most importantly though, he can maintain a tight line and length. He started his career as a softball enthusiast before he shifted his focus to cricket, joining Nujagoda Cricket Club and then Gale Cricket Club. He also won the Best Bowler Award in the 2002-03 domestic competition. A maiden Test 50 against England at Lord's in 2006 showed his natural batting abilities in the lower order. But his bowling during the same tour lacked penetration and he dropped out of the squad for 8 months. However, having worked hard on his action and gaining an extra yard of pace, he secured a place in Sri Lanka's World Cup squad. He rose to become one of Sri Lanka's strike bowlers, and in an 11-month period starting April 2008, he took 47 wickets. That helped him jump to the top of the ICC ODI rankings the following March. Number 6. Mahela Jayawardene. Mahela was the most important part of Sri Lanka cricket in the post-World Cup era. Not only being a fantastic batsman did he contribute to cricket in Sri Lanka, he was eyed the smartest cricket brain ever produced by Sri Lanka. The Mahela's impact on Sri Lanka cricket is clearly illustrated by the fact that Sri Lanka continued to lose games after he retired in 2014, even though the team had Sangakkara, who himself was a legend of a batsman. Mahela was the craftsman behind many fabulous accomplishments of Sri Lankan cricket in the modern era. Number 5. Tillakaratne Dilshan. With his relentless aggression, strong wrists and natural timing, Tillakaratne Dilshan is one of the most exciting batsmen in the game today. He is technically sound, but, much like Virender Sehwag, he uses the defensive option only as a last resort, after all the attacking alternatives have been explored. He loves to make room and thrash the ball through the offside, but the stroke that bears his signature more than any other is the one he developed for the 2009 ICC World 2020, the eponymously named Dil Scoop shot over his head, which confounded bowlers and experts alike. Number 4. Lasith Malinga. The most stunning bowler Sri Lanka had ever produced is Lasith Malinga. One of the great limited overs bowlers in his pomp, Lasith Malinga gained a reputation for delivering searing in-swinging Yorkers from a round-arm action as destructive as it was distinctive. That Yorker, a deceptive slower ball, and an excellent bouncer formed the body of Malinga's menace, while the action made his deliveries hard to pick up. All that ability was also set off by street smarts. Malinga was rarely shy to switch up plans and reshuffle fields. Even when batsmen thought they knew what was about to come, Malinga retained the capacity to surprise. Number 3. Muttiah Muralitharan. Greatest match winner Sri Lanka has ever produced. Perhaps no cricketer since Douglas Jardine has polarized opinion quite like Muttiah Muralitharan. For the believers, he's among the greatest to ever spin a ball. For the doubters, he's a charlatan undeserving of the game's greatest records, responsible for changes in the laws that they think have legitimized throwing. What was undeniable was his ability to turn the ball sharply on just about any surface, and bowl the sort of marathon spells that would have seen a lesser man retire after 5 seasons rather than 18. Whether Sri Lanka played at home, on pitches where he was often unplayable, or overseas, Murali was the go-to man for half a dozen captains. He seldom disappointed. Number 2. Kumar Sangakkara. He is the greatest consistent wicketkeeper, batsman ever produced by Sri Lankan with a great fighting spirit. He is a stunning batsman and team best ever wicketkeeper. He saved and won more matches for Sri Lanka than anyone else on the team. He has led Sri Lanka to the finals of T20 and ODI World Cups, being their best cricketer ever. Kumar is a hero of the Sri Lankan cricket team and has gotten to this level because of his abilities. He is an amazing wicketkeeper, batsman ever chooser by Sri Lanka. Number 1. Sanath Jayasuriya. It's hard to imagine that for the first half-decade of his career, Sanath Jayasuriya was considered a bowler who could bat a bit. Think of him now and you think of forearms straight out of a smithy, shots hammered through point and cover and sides over the leg side. You recall a man who could score equally briskly in every form of the game, who slashed and burned his way through bowling attacks. As with anyone who relied so much on extraordinary hand-eye coordination, there were troughs and lean times, but just as the obit writers got busy, he would produce another innings of supreme power. The bowling, always canny and relying more on variations in pace than sharp turn, became the supporting act, though 440 international wickets should tell you that he was pretty adept at what he did. Ever since he first stepped into international cricket, Sanath Jayasuriya has become the strongest pillar of Sri Lankan cricket, redefining the concept of class and talent. He is the best there ever was. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment and like. Don't forget to subscribe. We will meet you next time. Bye.